The following program is a Creative Magic Network production.
You're listening to the Frederick Bai Show, where sky is the limit and space is the place. Here's your host, Frederick Bai.
Hello. Come on in, sit down, relax, put your earbuds on. This is Frederick Bai, and welcome to the Frederick Bai Show. This radio podcast is about unleashing your creativity with Dr. Experts. We step into the unknown. It is an inspirational, magical, intuitive radio podcast as we chat with charismatic enigmas, mysterious people from around the globe. Musicians, singers, radio hosts, business people, photographers, everything in between. I am Frederick Bai, the man of the hour, the man with the power to sweet, to be sour, funky like a monkey. Hey, I sting like a bee, produce sweet honey, and I am pretty. I am your favorite French Canucker, and today, this is a special edition of the Frederick Bai Show because I'm not used to be doing these things, but, I decided this year 2017 to mix things up a little bit, just a little bit, because, instead of having guests every single week, twice a week, I figured, you know what? Why not have one guest once a week, and randomly I will share with you articles, blogs, videos, whatever I feel that will benefit you, and I will be able to share them with you instead of always having a guest. And this is what I'm starting to today. I did it at the last episode a week ago, and you know what? I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be more fun. It's going to be more the show is going to be a little bit more diversified. It's going to be a little shorter, not 45 minutes to an hour, but it's going to be, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So things that you can listen maybe on your lunch break or maybe on your break, 15-minute break or whatever. So, and today I want to start off, this is the new year, and there's so many authors that I love and I've admired from a distance. And last time I had an article from Deepak Chopra that I shared with you was the holiday experiment. And now today I have Eckhart Tolle, the other spiritual guru. Now, I know this is, a show normally that is about, it's about art, and it's about, just art and stuff like that. But, to me, I like to share things that obviously resonate with me. And you know what? There are so many great authors out there. And this is, I have to say, this is a kind of a spiritual show. It's about personal growth. It's about spirituality. And I think creativity is spirituality. This is just my opinion. It's not everybody's opinion, and everybody's entitled in their opinion. But this is just my opinion. It's God in motion when you create something. But anyway, to start off the year, Eckhart Tolle wrote an article 2014. Actually, no, it's an excerpt from his book, A New Earth, and on communicate.eckharttolle.com, that's communicate.eckharttolle.com, I found an article titled Carrying the Past, Finding the Present Moment in the New Year. And I thought I would share this with you because in there, he has a story about two monks, and I think for me and for a lot of people, letting go, we live in the past, and it's hard to kind of, I don't want to say forget the past, but to let go of that story in our head, because, man, carrying the past, this is real title. Like, this is the real deal. We carry the past. And in there, he talks about the stories about two Zen monks, Tenzin and Aikido, and they were walking along a country road that had become extremely muddy after heavy rains. And near a village, they came upon a young woman who was trying to cross the road, but the mud was so deep it would have ruined the silk kimono she was wearing. Tenzin at once picked her up and carried her to the other side. The monks walked on in silence, and 5 hours later, as they were approaching the lodging temple, Aikido could not restrain himself any longer, and he said, "Why did you carry that girl across that road?" he asked. "We monks are not supposed to do things like that." And Tenzin said, "I put the girl down hours ago. Are you still carrying her?" And, and Eckhart Tolle he's such a great writer. And, he goes on, he says, imagine what life would be like for someone who lived like Aikido all the time. And that's pretty much many of us. Unable or unwilling to let go internally of situations, accumulating more and more stuff inside, and you get a sense of what life is like for the majority of people on our planet. What a heavy burden of past they carry around with them in their minds. And Eckhart, he's such a great writer. He goes on and talks about our story, our memories. They're invested with a sense of self, and it's almost like our story becomes who we perceive ourselves to be. And this is what I've learned: to create, we need to be quote unquote empty. And I've always remembered Mother Teresa's quote on that, where she says that's why she prays, she always got to be humble, always got to be empty. And this is what I'm learning too as an investor, a trader. I'm learning to trade, and no, I'm not going to talk to you about investments and stuff like that. I'm not going to bore you. I don't want you to turn this thing off right now. But to be a trader, to you kind of have to be emotionally, you have to be humble, and you can't think that you know everything, right? So Eckhart Tolle goes on and says, that your story consists not only of mental, but also of emotional memory, old emotion that is being revived continuously. As in the case of the monk who carried the burden of his resentment for 5 hours by feeding it with his thoughts, most people carry a large amount of unnecessary baggage, both mental and emotional, throughout their lives. They limit themselves through grievances, regret, hostility, and guilt. Ooh, guilt. How big is guilt? Guilt is one of the big ones, I think, for many people. And he says their emotional thinking has become their self, and so they hang on to the old emotion because it strengthens their identity. And I just want to read the last paragraph of the blog. I think it's very powerful. So he says that we can stop adding to the pain body, and he calls the old emotional pain, he calls it the pain body that we already have. And he says we can learn to break the habit of accumulating and perpetuating old emotion by flapping our wings, metaphorically speaking, and refrain from mentally dwelling in the past, regardless of whether something happened yesterday or 30 years ago. We can learn not to keep situations or events alive in our minds, but to return our attention continuously to the pristine, timeless present moment, rather than be caught up in mental movie making. I love that. Timeless present moment. Our very presence then becomes our identity rather than our thoughts and emotions. Nothing ever happened in the past that can prevent you from being present now. And if the past cannot prevent you from being present now, what power does it have? How'd you like that? So, I really encourage you to check out the blog, communicate.eckharttolle.com, written in 2014, 30th of December. And I just want to kick the year off with this. I mean, we had a show 2 days ago with Loveland Bettison, and what a great writer she is. And I told you guys that she's a writer on the rise. And I really, really, really believe that. But people don't forget, hey, don't carry the past with you. And guys, right before riding off into the sunset, on top of getting fascinating interviews and, articles such as this one straight to your inbox, when you subscribe to our free Creative Magic community, you will get super cool exclusive gifts in return, such as ebook Happiness Quotes by the ambassador of happiness herself, Maura Sweeney, one of our hosts. And this small book is an anthology of 25 inspirational quotes about living a happy life from the inside out. It's cataloged by yours truly, the ambassador of happiness herself, Maura Sweeney, and further enhanced by her reflections. She offers information, anecdotal stories, and more to help underscore each contributor's quote. And she also provides suggestions to help you incorporate these maxims into part of your mental landscape. All right, guys. Next week we're gonna have some cool interview. I can't wait for this one. But you know what? I won't tell you what it is. Tune in next week. This is recorded, so who cares, right? You're just gonna listen to it anyway. So this is it for me. Thank you so much for listening, and don't forget, live with purpose, passion, fire, and bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Frederick Bai Show. For more information, go to frederickbai.com. That's Frederick with a C, Bai like bye-bye.com.